My name is Reed Dukeman, and I didn't believe in ghosts until I was raped by one. And now, together with my partner, Brad Brobo, we investigate all aspects of the paranormal, whether it be ghosts, demons, cryptozoology, or even UFOs. We're not afraid to kick in the doors of the unknown. We are the Paranormals. Yeah, welcome to another episode of the Paranormals podcast. We're coming to you live on this Halloween. That's right. And I know, there's no video. Well, there's a reason for that. It's a legal technicality, but we had to forego it for that very reason. And I will not back down from the truth. We're here in Brimestone, a small town that's been the scene of supernatural events on Halloween night, not once, but twice. These events actually led to massive riots that caused considerable damage to property and, sadly, loss of life. It all began years ago when a man named Chad Brewster went insane and murdered his whole family. Others suspect he didn't go insane. He was possessed by demons who forced him to murder his own family. He later committed suicide in prison, and the property was eventually sold to a broadcasting company that turned the building into a radio studio. And for years, it functioned without problem until 3 years ago on Halloween, when the Bob Gruhl Show, a morning radio program for WBLZ Radio, decided to do an evening broadcast for a Halloween special and hold a seance within this very building because due to its history, as they well knew, it was possible it could be haunted by the ghosts of the Brewster family. And so, as a result, as some believe, the seance released those very demons that tormented the Brewsters. That same night, riots broke out within the town of Brimstone, and even the mayor was murdered at City Hall. Many have theorized that the riot was actually a bunch of demon-possessed people, possessed by demons who were released onto the world through the broadcast from the Bob Gruhl Show, while others just believe it was all a coincidence. Man. If I had $1 for every time I heard the word coincidence, I'd be as rich as Bill Gates.
Oh, come on, man. You wouldn't be that rich.
Brad, it's just a saying, damn it. Don't interrupt me.
I'm just saying, mathematically, I don't think that...
Yeah, I get it, all right? Damn it. So anyway, everybody at WBOZ that night was murdered, along with the victims of the riot. And then, a year later, well, a mentor of mine did his own paranormal show, The Night Watchman, hosted by Adam Splitt. He was a great man and a seeker of the truth, just like we are. And, well, he dared to go where angels feared to tread, and he investigated what happened and wanted to look into it to see for himself what really went down. And he did it the same way we're going to do it. He decided to tape his program within the same studio as the Bob Gruhl Show. And, well, apparently it cost him his life. Many people believe again, trying to say it's coincidence, which I believe is just a disgrace to his memory. Because at the same time, there was what was called the rubber chicken flu, where chickens were, well, starting to look like rubber chickens. All their feathers fell out, and they shrunk, and looked like rubber chickens and all that. Unfortunately, people who ate the chicken meat before it got to that state turned into clowns. That's right, creepy clowns. But as a result, they're saying they went insane. But we know better, I believe, because Adam Splitt, unfortunately, played a tape from the Bob Gruhl Show, and once again, it released the very same demons that attacked Brimstone that night, and came upon the town again, murdering people in the form of creepy clowns. And that brings us to tonight, where we of the Paranormals are now in the same Brewster House building that was the former WBLZ Studios for the Bob Gould Show, and later, the last broadcast of Adam Split of the Night Watchman. And tonight, we're going to get to the bottom of this, despite the best efforts of town officials, most notably Mayor Biggins, who just, all she wants to do is cover up. She's done everything she can to obstruct us, but she's not so smart as she thought, because due to a legal technicality in the language of her order, we can record from this very property. It's just, well, we can't videotape it. Yeah, she forgot to write it out right, so ha, joke's on you, Mayor Biggins. All she wants to do is cover this up and not deal with something that she doesn't understand and just doesn't want to be made to look bad. But if you ask me, that's a dereliction of duty, Mayor Biggins.
Yeah, but, man, she's got a rack on her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Brad.
What the fuck's your problem, Brad?
What?
God damn it.
What?
This is
What
serious. And you're sitting here cracking titty jokes?
Come on,
Tired of
man.
your bullshit, man. Getting real tired.
Wait a minute, I'm tired of you. I mean, what the hell am I even doing here? I'm the cameraman, and there ain't no video with this episode.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I should just
Fine.
get on out.
Go.
God damn.
Just
Come
go.
on, Brad.
Yeah.
Come on. Brad.
No, he wants to go. Fine. Let him go. Yeah. I got no time for titty babies. This is a serious operation, and I need a team dedicated with a passion for the truth. And, I don't need to hear no sob stories.
Okay. Maybe we should just go ahead and run the tape of the bridge story.
Yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today we taped a segment which was videotaped back when Brad was not acting like a titty baby and doing his job. And this concerns possible other origins of this supernatural activity out here in Brimstone at the same named bridge, the Brimstone Bridge, which many people believe all began with a satanic ritual performed at it. And so we went over there and made a fascinating discovery. So first, I think we'll regroup here and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll play the audio of that video. And if you want to see the footage, you can head over to our website. You're listening to The Paranormals. Back after this. Like the sound of my voice? Yes, you know you do. Well, why not join me as we watch some crappy old movies that I tear apart with my smart aleck commentary and clever sound effects. Movies like Horror Hotel. In Horror Hotel, a young college student travels to a small town to study witchcraft. While there, the townsfolk teach her how to be a blood sacrifice to the devil. Sadly, she won't be able to finish her report due to being drained of blood. But, well, I guess you've got to give her an A for effort. The movie stars a young Christopher Lee before James Bond and Dracula and all of that. Gotta start somewhere. Warning! Due to an extreme lack of talent, bathroom humor is deployed throughout the film. You can find this and other great gems of cinema crap at Sellfy.com/Nailsin. That's SELLF.com/NAILSIN. It's just that simple. Sellfy.com/Nailsin. Popcorn not included.
Oh, Sammy Sue, what is this? Oh, Betty, I don't know. Wait, I know. It's Wonderals.
That's right, girls. Whenever you hear that delightful sound, you know that it's the Wonderalls man with his super deluxe form-fitting vibrating crotch pantyhose designed to make you feel good. The Surgeon General has determined that Wonderalls pantyhose can lead to severe swamp ass, causing rashes, hives, oozing boils, and may develop into foul, odorous butt and crotch rot. Men should never wear Wonderalls, as spontaneous castration may result. So don't be a perv. Welcome to Paranormals. I'm Reed Dupeman with my crew, Brad Brobo and Julie Marsh. Right now, we're standing out at the Brimstone Bridge, a structure that has a history that dates all the way back to the Civil War.
Oh, man, that bridge ain't that old.
Damn it, yeah.
Well, I mean, just
I
look
know
at
that
it. And besides, there's a plaque right there that says it was constructed.
Yeah, the
in
original
50s.
was made of mostly wood and stuff, but that was torn down and replaced by this one.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different bridge.
It holds the same significant space,
Oh,
man. God, we'll have to spell everything out. Jeez. Anyway, before that fateful broadcast on the Bob Gruhl Show, there were reports of some sort of satanic ritual being performed right here under the Brimstone Bridge. Despite several eyewitness accounts and news reports, the Sheriff's Department continues to brush this off as simply goth kids doing something stupid.
That was some golf kids doing something stupid.
So typical of the arrogance of people in authority, they often forget who they really work for. Well, we're not going to be pushed around like that. We're going to get to the bottom of this site. Just looking at the ground, there's a lot of graffiti out here, and some of it looks like strange symbols. It could be satanic symbols.
Yeah, Reed, there's more over here.
Oh, wow. This is relatively new looking. This could be evidence that there's some sort of satanic cult still operating in the town of Brimstone. Possibly the perpetrators of all those horrific crimes being committed at Halloween. Let's see what we can figure out what this symbol could mean. You know, it kind of looks like a badly drawn shape of like a goat or a ram's head, often used in satanic symbology.
I think you're looking at it upside down.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's a good point there, Brad. We could get another vantage point of this, of what it could look like. From this vantage point, it's like some kind of cylindrical shape with like two orbs at the bottom.
That's because that's a drawing of a penis, dude.
Oh my god, yeah,
What?
it is.
No, it's... Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it! Come on! This is serious, yo! Damn! Oh. Okay, so, my working theory was that some cult may have turned this ground area into a giant Ouija board for their cult. But, well, I guess that's not it. But just in case, we know, due to witness accounts and news reports, despite what the Sheriff's Department says, that this ground was defiled. And just in case, just to be safe, it needs to be cleansed. And that's why we brought in our spiritual expert, the Reverend Dr. Leakey. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Leakey.
Yeah, great.
So, Dr. Leakey, what do your immediate impressions based on your spiritual senses tell you about this area?
Well, it looks like a dump. I mean, with some landscaping and trimming some shrubbery, and then, of course, hauling off those piles of shit trailer houses, it wouldn't be half bad. Of course, you're still stuck under this fucking bridge, which is, my God, what an eyesore. So, I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, what I mean is, do you detect any unclean spirits?
What? Yeah. Let me see here. Hold on. Whoa!
OMG, y'all. Dr. Leakey, what is it? What are you sensing?
Huh? Hang on. I gotta go take a piss.
Dude, do I follow him to tape that?
What? No!
Oh, Reed, this man here, from the trailer park says that the trailer over there, behind the trees, used to belong to his nephew before he, murdered his girlfriend and killed himself.
Oh, wow. What are the odds? Another murder, suicide, just like Chad Brewster. This I must explore.
Yeah, my name is Ernest Destel. My nephew was Eddie. Eddie Shipman. And he lived out in that trailer house right there. I owned it, and I moved into the double wide. And I let him say, that one. He was there with his girlfriend until, they had a fight, and that's all they did was fight. And one night, went too far, and he took the butcher knife to her. And he must have felt bad about it, and he swallowed a shotgun, and his brains was all over the kitchen, it was bad.
So, Mr. Desertel, was your nephew ever involved in anything of the occult or supernatural?
Hell, no, he wasn't gay. He had a girlfriend. He just a dumb meth head. Lost all his teeth, and he was dealing it. Got her on it. Goddamn, it looked like a couple of skeletons long before they was dead. He wasn't gay. No.
No, what I mean is was he involved in anything like witchcraft?
Oh, hell no. He was a good Christian boy. Except for, living in sin with girlfriend and the meth, and other crimes and stealing and stuff like that. He didn't do nothing with the devil. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Desertel. Well, perhaps not. At least not voluntarily. With your permission, Mr. Desertel, we'd like to investigate Eddie Shitgrin's trailer house.
Oh, I guess that'd be all right. Just don't take too long. I gotta get back to my Epsom salt bath and soak my balls.
Okay, here we go.
Dude,
Oh, man. The stitch.
It's been locked up, since the police were done with it, so...
Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow. A lot of questionable symbolic imagery around here, possibly of the occult.
Dude, that's some Iron Maiden posters.
Yeah, and, I mean, come on, that could be a connection. Don't be so quick to dismiss things, especially when they're right in front of your eyes.
Well, it certainly smells like it's from hell in here. I mean, come on, Reed, we need to hurry this up. I don't think I can breathe this air anymore.
Careful there, ma'am. That chair, that's where Eddie's brains ended up.
What?
That's what stained it.
All right. Everybody, quiet down. I'm going to do an EVP.
Oh, hell, the toilet don't work. You go outside to take a piss.
No, I'm going to take a recording. Just everybody be quiet. Are there any spirits in this trailer house? Make your presence known. Is the spirit of Eddie Shitgrin here? Why did you kill your girlfriend, Eddie?
Dude, it sounded like it came from down the hall.
All right, then that's where we're going. There's a side door here. Let's look inside.
Oh, God, it smells like pee in here.
What's with all these bags of trash in here? And there appears to be a hole in the floor. A dark hole.
Yeah, that's just where the coons get in. They come up from the bottom and get in there and they make a nest and all that trash.
No, sir, we can't use that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reed, I can see the coons looking back at me through the hole.
Brad! Damn it! We can't use that kind of offensive language on this program.
Huh? What are you... Oh, no, no, I mean raccoons. There's raccoons digging in through this rotted hole in the floor, and that's what was making the noise.
Brad, damn it. I'm only going to warn you one more time. We don't use that kind of language on this show.
I wasn't saying nothing. I'm talking about the animals, raccoons.
Damn it, Brad. Do I have to spell everything out for you? The word coons is in the word raccoons. And we don't deal with that. We are not going to be offensive on this program.
Oh,
So, well, looks like we debunked that haunting. You know, a lot of my critics, they say I'm gullible, that I'm too quick to leap to conclusions of the supernatural and the paranormal, that I'm gullible, and I can fall for a hoax. Well, look at this. There, a natural physical explanation for strange occurrences at the scene of a horrible tragedy. And did I immediately assume that it was supernatural? No, I considered the possibility and I investigated it like a real scientist. And we debunked it. Turns out it was just rodents making noise. So there you go. You know, we're not just a bunch of fools. So all you haters out there, eat it. So I guess all there is left to do now is to have Dr. Leakey cleanse the area.
What?
Yeah, to cleanse the area, just to be safe, that there's no dark spirits here trying to haunt the area and possibly possess people. And we don't want them coming around.
Oh, yeah. I already took care of that. I marked my territory, so they know better than to come around here. Yeah, that's gonna be $40.
Wow, what a fascinating investigation we conducted there, both at the bridge and the abandoned trailer house of the late Eddie Shitgren. And now, with our audio equipment, we were able to further analyze the EVP I did, and we made a shocking discovery. Are there any spirits in this trailer house? Make your presence known. Is the spirit of Eddie Shitgren here? Why did you kill your girlfriend, Eddie? So, it appears our initial conclusion was inaccurate. Clearly, there was some sort of spirit habitating in that trailer house. Of course, it's obvious from the audio that the messages were distorted. So, using our top-notch audio skills, we were able to decipher what the messages were. Right, Julie?
Yeah, I simply could tell it was in reverse, so I reversed it, and we can hear what they said.
All right, let's hear it. Are there any spirits in this trailer house? Why did you kill your girlfriend, Eddie? Brewster House. Wow, compelling stuff. It appears that some spirit, perhaps even the spirit of Eddie Shitgren, was pointing us right to the Brewster House, which is now the abandoned studios of WBLZ, which is where we are right now, tonight, on Halloween. We'll take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll bring in our final guest, one Professor Holden Foreskin, who is a paraphysicist, and from his scientific standpoint, we will look into the details and theorize the possibilities of what exactly is going on here in Brimestone. And perhaps tonight we'll finally unlock the mystery. We'll be back after this.
Well, hello there. Do you like scary movies, but you don't want to watch them alone? Well, you can watch them with me. Yes, you head over to sellfy.com/Nailsin And you can get this classic, Frankenstein, yes! Dr. Victor Frankenstein, a closeted homosexual working in a castle on a remote Swiss island, attempts to create a perfect man. But his resultant creation turns out to be a murderous flatulent beast who must be destroyed. So he sends his girlfriend and young son to trap the monster. Also in this baggage deal is Flash Gordon, Space Soldiers Conquer the Universe, Chapter 3. Flash and his crew get caught in an avalanche, while Dr. Zarkov is in an aerial dogfight with Ming's thugs. After that, Zarkov battles his own crew over the break room microwave. This film includes music by Kevin MacLeod. Warning! Due to an extreme lack of talent, bathroom humor is deployed throughout the film. So head over to selfy.com/Nailsin to order this today. That's selfy.com/NAILSIN. Yes, it's just that simple. So head over there and order Frankenstein today.
Okay, we're back. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, when we're going to begin our investigation into just what's going on with this structure, this abandoned house and abandoned studio of WBLZ. What happened here? And the one basic tool we can use is the EVP. And that's the session we're going to perform here, live on our streaming podcast here on The Paranormals. But first, we're going to go over some theories with our guest, Professor Holden Foreskin. Welcome to Paranormals, Professor Foreskin.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Doobman.
So, Professor Foreskin, as a man of science, I'm sure you're well aware of the many theories that people have put forth about the paranormal, especially when it concerns ghosts and hauntings.
Oh yes, yeah, yes, that's true. There's quite a few theories, and I'll just go through some of the more popular ones, and of course we'll start off with the traditional theories of hauntings and ghosts. That these are the spirits, are disembodied souls of the deceased, and the most popular theories is if you lived in a home and you died there, chances are your spirit or ghost will remain there at this location, and that's given to a lot of explanations when it comes to a paranormal activity in a specific structure or building or home. And that is typical. And as I said, traditionally, that's what people see as the source of this sort of phenomena.
Yes, but isn't there also a darker version of this theory, Professor Foreskin?
Oh, well, yeah. The next theory, which, yes, is quite dark and sinister, is the theory of demons. These would be what they would call in the past dark or unclean spirits, and most biblical accounts and most of the church and religions of that nature specify that these could possibly be the fallen angels that rejected the goodness of God for just the evil pursuits of their own destructive pleasures, and this reduced them to the level of demons and demonic spirits that can harass and terrify human beings, and sometimes even take possession of living human beings. And, of course, that's with, the Catholics and their rites of exorcism and whatnot, addresses this phenomena. And it's also, of course, here we are in Brimestone, the working theory about what could possibly be the cause of not one but two occasions of strange, bizarre, murderous riots that erupted in the town of Brimestone on two Halloween nights and especially since some of the assailants the next day, having the ones that survived, of course, claimed no memory of the events before. And so this gives some amount of credence to the idea that this might be one of the first and also second event of mass possession, which is unheard of in the accounts of demonic possession of living human beings, when usually it resulted around someone. One person in particular, usually a child, but also there's been adults, but never, I believe the number was at 1,000. So nothing like that had ever occurred before, but the two events alone does give some amount of credence to the demonic theory.
Wow. God help us all.
Oh,
Man.
yeah. Wow, yeah.
Well, Professor Foreskin, I understand that there's possibly other theories that depend more on science rather than religion or tradition.
Well, yes. One in particular that's been a theory for some amount of time now is that the possibility that elements of life or your daily activity throughout time could possibly be sort of recorded on the electromagnetic field, and at certain convergences of sorts or some phenomena yet unexplained, you can actually view events from the past in a somewhat, deteriorated or faded appearance, much like what people report when they say they've seen certain ghosts or specters and that sort of thing. And what it actually is just sort of like a recording of the past being replayed for a brief moment in the exact same area where it originally occurred. And of course, when you're in an old building or a house or what have you, in a certain figure suddenly appears, they're probably just going through their normal routines or motions as they did at that time, and somehow or another it got sort of recorded on the electromagnetic field and certain elements that, of course, we're not exactly certain of at this point, initiate the visual of literally playing, if you will, this projection of the past. And you witness that, and then people don't understand what it is, and then it's gone, and they think they may have made contact with the spirit of someone who died a long time ago, when actually all it is some sort of a recording in time on here.
OMG, that's so fascinating. But it doesn't really correspond with a lot of witness accounts of actually interacting with certain wraith-like entities.
Well, no, that's true. And also you gotta keep in mind, if such a phenomena were of the norm, and at some point it seems like it would be more commonplace, and in fact, depending on how long you reside in a certain home, house, what have you, at some point you think you'd see your past self, walking down the stairs or in the kitchen or what have you. And it's like you, but from, 10, 15 years ago. And since I've heard of no occurrences where that's happened, and why not? Why does it always have to be someone who's deceased? Yeah. So, it's an interesting theory, but it's not a strong one to me. So, anyway, so I guess I'll conclude with another one that's gaining some interest recently, is the idea
that ghosts and other paranormal activity dealing with that sort of phenomena is actually a revelation of the multiverse.
The what?
Oh, well, the multiverse is a theory that there isn't just one universe, but rather an infinite amount, where they all exist in the same space, but vibrate on a separate frequency. And so you might have a universe where you were never born, but a lot of other things are pretty much the same, and so on and so forth. And so when these frequencies kind of merge or mix, we get a peek or a glance at people from these other worlds coming into ours, and it's really fascinating, and I'm really interested in that one.
Wow. So could it be possible you're suggesting that the messages that the original Bob Gruhl seance received were actually voices from another universe?
Well, yes, of course. That could be that could be a real possibility.
But of course, again, this wouldn't explain the mass riots and murders that took place as a result.
Well, not so fast, there, Doopman. I mean, this is very early science, and we have no way of knowing what psychological effects the merging of universes, however brief a time, could happen. And as far as the supernatural theories playing here, it would probably eliminate that, but at the same time, it could also go to show that there is something about this location, and at some point, the barriers between universes weaken. And by coincidence, it just happens to be a Halloween night when it does it.
Yeah, well, coincidence is not in my vocabulary.
Reed, we're getting a lot of people in the chat saying we should play the Bob Gruhl seance tape, and almost, if not more, saying we shouldn't.
Yeah, well, I agree with the latter. It's commonly known now that it's quite possible that the Bob Gruhl seance tape is what keeps causing these events. And so we definitely will not be airing that segment tonight on Halloween. If you want to hear it, maybe we'll post it at a later date. But I strongly caution you not playing that during Halloween. All right, so let's get to what we've all been waiting for, the EVB session. And we're going to find out if we're communicating with ghosts, demons, or people from another universe. Well, let's get started. Okay, everybody, be as quiet as you possibly can. Okay. Is there anyone here with us right now? Give us a sign. Is anyone here from the Brewster family? Let yourselves be known. Is anyone here from the Bob Gruhl Show? Is Adam Split here? Give us a sign, anything. Show us you're here. We have an audience of thousands listening right now. Let them know you're here. Let your story be told. Okay, I think we'll check back and see what we got here. All right, there we go. See if we can pick up anything. Is there anyone here with us right now? Give us a sign.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear that?
Is anyone here from the Brewster family? Fascinating. Wow, that's
let yourselves be known.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, Foreskin, I've never heard so much activity in a single EVP like this.
Is Adam Split? Yeah, I must concur, Doopman. Give us a sign. Me neither. Show us your It would be fascinating to hear this in reverse, as it certainly sounds like it's coming that way.
Thousands listening. Yeah, that's what we'll do when we get through to the end.
Let them know you're here. Let your story be told.
I've never had an EVP with such audio, such intensity. This is groundbreaking
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, definitely. This is,
Whoa. Pretty intense. Man. So there's really nothing left to do but to do the reverse on the message and see what if anything can be communicated here. And I think looking it over in the audiograph here, I'm just gonna have to go for the main course here. I mean, this last message that was in the recording, that's the most serious and intense. Obviously, trying to get something across here. Wouldn't you agree, Foreskin?
Well, yeah.
No, Rita. I don't think we should. We found a lot of stuff here, and I think this is a good point to conclude. I don't think we should listen to this anymore.
Come on, Julie. This is what we've all been working for. And come on, how can we let down great pioneers in this endeavor like the late, great Adam Split by turning away for a chance at the truth?
Yeah, well, look what that got him.
Whoa. Low blow, Julie. Low blow.
Well, maybe tomorrow morning we should look over this, when the sun is up, Halloween's over and all that, so we can check back on that then.
What? No way. I promised my audience, to the best of my ability, I would get to the bottom of this, and here it is. And now you want to run and hide? Yeah. Another word that's not in my vocabulary is cowardice.
Oh, now, see here.
Here is the message.
Is that coughing?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what this is.
Did you say balls?
Yeah, they're saying balls.
What the hell?
Oh, ethereal hosts of
Well,
air,
I think we're getting somewhere now.
Wait a minute.
I beseech thee.
Oh my God! Green, turn it off! Turn it
What?
off! Green,
What the hell, Julie? Calm down. What?
Oh my God! No, stop it!
Now
Oh,
be
shit.
revealed.
There, stopped it. That's it. We're not playing anymore. I mean, we'll look at it later on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we, just in case. But we're okay. Everyone's okay. There's nothing going on. Everyone feel all right.
Yeah, I
what are they
guess.
saying in the chat?
They're not really saying anything. Well, okay, here we go.
What? What are they saying?
Let me see here. It's well, they're all saying the same thing. They're saying you opened the door, and we're 1,000 more. It just keeps repeating from all these people.
Okay, you know what this is? People, these haters who follow me around, and they're trying to be funny, and they know a lot of the story about what happened in Brimestone at the Bob Grill Show, and they're trying to do this again and freak us out. That's all that is. And that's, it's not going to work, folks. It's not going to work. And besides, you can't take away this victory because this is evidence.
I feel sick.
Gee, what is? I'm sorry, but that's just this odor. It's this powerful stench all of a sudden. I thought they kept this place clean.
Yeah. God, it smells like rotten tuna. Hey, maybe we should open a window or something. Man, what the hell was that?
Raid, dude! Raid!
Brad,
Oh my God, Raid!
what the hell? What's going on, Brad?
Dude, we got UFOs outside. There's so many, I lost count. They're like shooting lasers and spewing some kind of pink shit.
What do you mean?
People are going crazy out there. It's like they're attacking each other or something. I don't know what's going on.
Very well. What did Reed say?
I want your balls!
Hey, what?
Oh, man! Julie, get off him! What are you doing, Julie? No! Balls off! Oh, man, she's chewing him! Oh! Julie? Dude! That's total devil shit, dude! Julie?
You opened the door, and we are 1,000 more!
Dude, I suddenly don't like the way she's looking at my crotch! Yeah, we'll take our chances with the UFO. Let's get the hell out of here! All right, let's go!
The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin Show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @MrNailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked.
있으면 한번 몸에 소리를 또